Hello, and welcome to Kiki and Kivets, a very special bonus edition. My name is Brianna, and I'm here as always with my co-host Mary. But today we have a legend on the show, Mat Shea from Below Deck Med, controversial figure. So, hi, Matt. How's it going?
Hey, how's it going, ladies? I don't know if I'm that controversial.
I think you are.
Definitely, you are.
Really?
We write
You're a
them
polarizing figure, shall we say.
I didn't know that. I thought I was just like, the quiet, shy guy, as we discussed earlier.
Wait a minute. Okay, so let's start with that, even though it's not on our very carefully approved list of questions. How do you see yourself on the show as you watch the show?
Well, on the show,
how do you see yourself?
Yeah, on like the nights out, I cringe. I got a little too drunk on the nights out.
Okay, that's good to know that you cringe also.
Yeah, I watched the show like a horror movie, like this. I watched the whole show, like yeah. I'm not like proud of myself for my behavior when I'm like, when other people think I'm acting like an asshole, I also think I am.
Aww.
So, yeah.
Is
but
this
working
assholey behavior, is that like typical in your real life?
No.
I mean, I'm an asshole all the time. So like,
I mean, I did live in New York. I lived in New York City for 7 years. It kind of,
I knew it.
Yeah. So it made me a little hard.
Yeah.
But,
same.
And I think a lot of it is also fueled by the alcohol.
Well, by the alcohol and by certain other personalities. Like, I usually get along with the people I live and work with. And I feel in normal circumstances, a captain wouldn't have kept someone like Lexi on board a real boat. And so I wouldn't have had that conflict on a night out like I had her,
So why don't we start with this question? Because let's start with this question. So when you say like, the experience overall, what was that like for you?
Overwhelming and exciting. Cool.
Yeah.
It was so many emotions.
Cooking with cameras in your face.
Yeah. The job of a yacht chef is already stressful, and the cameras in my face. So the first 3 days, it was like, it's so intense. Obviously you saw I couldn't handle it on the first day between my injury and wanting to get an MRI and leave the boat. But also other factors of like the way it's set up timing wise. Our provisions arrive 3 hours before the guests do. Usually for a charter, I'll get my provisions days in advance, have days to prep, So I was getting the food and having 3 hours to do crew lunch and guest lunch and put away the groceries. There wasn't much.
Why is it
just because of the schedule? I mean, I don't know.
Is it very compressed, like different than
more
normal?
than any, like I've had back-to-back charters occasionally, but this was not your typical setup. It didn't make it easy for the chef.
Do you have lots of camera people in the kitchen, or is there one, or is it just all those? We know that they have cameras in the walls and all that stuff on the boats.
There's usually at least one person with a camera and an audio person nearby.
Okay.
But then there's so many staircases, and the walk-ins being 2 floors down. I really had some disadvantages with the galley setup this season. And then you try to walk down the stairs and there's different crew members. So each crew member has a person. It's a lot of bodies to get it moved. Everything was overwhelming about the first 48 to 72 hours. And then after that, I was just too tired and busy to even notice the cameras. At first I was second guessing everything I did, because I was wondering what they were recording, but then they're just recording everything. It's not, they're not looking for something. They're just doing their job. Yeah.
Right. They look at it later. That's what we've heard.
Yeah, that's what I've seen.
You're like, wait a minute, they got me then?
We're always on camera. All my snoring. But when I found out it was going to be on, I almost reached out to some of the previous chefs, but then I get nervous, that we weren't supposed to tell anyone we're on, so I didn't. But part of me wishes I had, because I had no idea what it would be like going in.
Some of them are mean.
Yeah, well, most chefs are mean. I feel like I'm one of the nicer ones in the galley. as far as like
No
on the job.
question. No
Yeah.
question.
I try
I'm
to
not
always
gonna
be
say
nice
the
and
ones
whatever.
that I have had personal contact with that are very mean. I shall not. I'm gonna be so well behaved because of you know, Bravo was very careful about this interview.
Bravo loves
That means they
hiring
don't
assholes.
trust you. They don't trust you at all. They think you're
No,
gonna
yeah.
go off.
Yeah,
You're a
I
wild
know.
card, Matt.
I'm the
You're a
wild card. Yeah, I think Lexi and I are the wild cards this season. That's for sure.
Totally, man.
Beta boys, alpha girls, and 2 wild cards.
Yeah. Oh my God. So what surprised you the most about that experience?
God, they chose me.
Fair enough.
That I got on
honestly couldn't believe
TV.
it. Yeah, exactly. I
You
snuck
have
by.
PTSD from Below Deck?
I mean, now that I've watched it, after filming, I didn't, but now I'm watching, and I mean, I'm learning. I feel like I've grown a bit since the show.
Yeah. How's your reception been with fans? How do fans react when you?
I think at first I creeped out the Bravo community. But fans have been like, I don't know, inappropriate stuff I say, talking about my personal life. But like I would see like the other crew were at like 30,000 followers and I had like 5. So I think at first it was
I haven't even followed you. I'm like the worst. Mary does all our social media though. It's like I have a job.
Give me a follow and a like. But yeah, I think
Kiki and Kippis follows him.
Yeah,
okay,
I think
cool.
fans have warmed up to me. I think fans have warmed up to me, you know? I'm nice on the job. I own my shit. I'm relatable with my anxiety stuff and, you know.
100%.
I don't know. Really mostly Americans watch it. So the fact I'm American with most other foreigners, maybe that's relatable too. I don't know.
Yeah, right. It's like we're all like this.
Yeah, right.
And like there were so many outside factors. There was like filmed last October. There was an election going on. There was like a global pandemic that we weren't have under control at all. I was like stressed about so many outside factors going on in my life back home too. Yeah. Which everyone can relate to.
How much contact do you have with people at home? Like you just call them on your cell phone or
well, when I was filming, I did mostly text communication just because I don't know, like I didn't want to have my personal convos on camera.
That's what I've heard from other cast members. It's like you work like 16 hours a day and
yeah. I like typically on charter I'd wake up at 5:45 to start pastries and stuff and finish between 11 and midnight. And then on drop-off day, I worked right until I had to leave to go for crew dinner. And then repeat. So.
Wow. Exhausting.
Yeah.
Did you sleep for like 2 weeks when you got home?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Once I got home, there was a little party after filming and then I came home. Wow. And then I crashed out. I actually went back to work like a week later. I got a job working in the Hamptons for a month. So I went right into another gig. Yeah.
Wow.
And then
what do people recognize you constantly on the street and stuff?
Well, in the past few months, yes. Again, because like I'm in the States and I think more people watch it here than Europe, you know, and like I'm bald. And so I'm like recognizable for that. Yeah. And like places like grocery stores, it happens a lot, you know, it's like very on brand for me to be there. And so, and then,
that's true.
And then I was freelancing on yachts out in Newport in the summer. So it was happening like when crew around, like if I'd be at a bar in Newport, it happened a lot there. But yeah. And that Red Sox game the other day, it happened like 10 different groups of people. It's been true. Everyone's been
when that happens.
Nice. I felt good.
What's like, that feel like?
Well, I mean, I'm just like a normal person. It's strange for me, and it's been mostly nice. Yeah, it's nice. Like people say nice things. Usually, a few people have said weird stuff like, "Can I take a picture of you?" That's a strange request. Take a picture of me alone.
Why?
And every time I'm like, "Can we be in it together?" I don't know. I feel like a zoo animal if someone's just taking a picture of me alone. You know? Not
They
a picture with
objectify
me,
you.
a picture of, objectify me. And then one dude on the airplane, I flew to Denver for my brother's wedding, and this guy sat next to me, and he was like telling me he thought I had a sex addiction, an alcohol problem, and that was the worst. This
What?
dude has watched 10 hours of television and thinks he knows me. It's like
He's
diagnosing me.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
right. See, that's
So
why I
that
would
was
never
the-
go
that was
on
the most
reality TV.
uncomfortable. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
that
the
would
only
be-
uncomfortable plane ride. And I was like stuck next to this dude for 2 hours and just like harassed me.
Wow. Do you
Yeah.
watch the show like every week? Have you seen the episodes already, or do you see them live?
I
with everyone else?
usually watch them live. Yeah, I've seen a few like in advance on Peacock, but most I've watched live. Yeah, so I'm up to date.
So is it always like a surprise? You're like, oh my God, not this one.
Well, I'll get a little heads up because there's like a scenes for next time. I'm always excited when it's an episode where it's just us working. When I hear like next time it's crew night out, then I'm nervous because I don't remember what I said or did on these nights out.
You're like, oh,
dear.
fuck. What did I do?
Yeah, not again.
Oh my God. I never want that. See, I would never do that. Like, because
Yeah,
I have
well-
anxiety too. I mean, I have pills for that shit, but like, you know.
Brianna's like, I'll
Yeah.
show you my medication.
Well-
Here, let me
well,
just put it right up to the camera.
Right before it started, I thought like, I'm not going to get too drunk. I'm going to be on my best behavior. Like I'm going to have like all this time to prep in advance to make the most amazing looking cakes, and like nothing will be an issue. And everything didn't go as planned, of course. Nothing went as planned. Yeah.
I like your optimism though.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
like that you think
The glass is
positive.
half full. Yeah.
No, I always think everything's going to turn out the best too, which is like not the
Yeah.
best way to get prepared for adverse circumstances. It turns out, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So speaking of anxiety, can you tell us a bit about what happened in that first charter? And I think like everyone felt that along with you, but would you mind talking about like what happened? I know you were up very late or all night trying to get
All night.
prepared. And
Yeah.
what happened? We didn't see the
Well,
injury on camera either. So tell us the
Right,
story.
right. All right. So, well, first there was the 2-week quarantine, so I was alone. And then I ordered all these provisions, and I provisioned as if the galley was all on one floor with walk-ins on one floor. And so it took like hours and hours longer than it would have to put everything away because of the setup. And these boxes, some of them were like 50 to 100 pounds of like protein and stuff. So carrying down awkward staircases, I must have twisted my knee. My knee was sore. It was really painful. And I imagined I'd be done putting provisions away by like 3 p.m. and start prepping. I was putting groceries away till 10 at night. So I was too like exhausted to even start thinking about prepping. So I thought, let me go to bed. And then there's like that mounted camera there, and I was just lying there and tossing and turning it. So I'm just getting more in my head, and I stayed up all night. I couldn't sleep for a minute. And I just like I was overtired, and I couldn't think straight, and my knee hurt. It was like I don't think it was an excuse to leave the boat. Like maybe it was. I don't know exactly now, because obviously my knee's fine. A few days later, I took the knee brace off. I got the MRI results back and everything was fine. But at the time in my head, I thought I was going to need emergency surgery on my knee. But after a night of resting before going back to the boat the next day, it must have been anxiety. It was the factor, and I just needed to get away. No.
So were you planning to come back the whole time?
No, I was so freaked out by the cameras and the whole experience, and the fact that I had so much food ordered but nothing prepared, and everything was so overwhelming. I was just I didn't think I could go back. I was going to bail. I went to my quarantine room. I called everyone, all my like people from back home. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. And everyone gave me a pep talk, and they're like, you got it. at least try, at least cook one meal. And then even driving, I took the water taxi back to the boat. And I did that, like I threw together the breakfast. And like, even then I thought, like in my head, I was like, I can't do this. I got to like tell them I'll give them 10 days until they get a quarantine chef in, and then I need to go. But then
that conversation with Captain Sandy, that was so, I mean, I think everyone who watched that felt your pain. Like, what was it like when you're standing in the hallway there with Captain Sandy and you're like, I can't do this? Tell me, what was that?
It was, I was just freaked out with it wasn't just her. It was so many people with cameras around us. And yeah, so it was just that. I was like frozen. I just needed to get away. It like gives me chills even talking about it. You know, it was such an uncomfortable, bad place to be in. You know, I feel and then I would have let myself down, like if I didn't finish. You know, because that was almost it for me. Gone before I cooked a meal. Yeah.
Wow. And then coming back, what was that like? Like, did you know? Oh my God, what am I going to encounter when I get back on the boat?
Yeah, I was like, everyone's gonna fucking hate me. I've just abandoned them before, like on the first day of the first charter, and I like screwed myself even more. I've got the walk-ins a mess. I still have no food prepped. I haven't met the guests. Now I'm like, playing catch up. I was playing catch up all season, and it was my own fault because of that first day.
Well, I mean, fault is kind of a judgy word. Like, I mean, I think that it was very understandable. So,
yeah,
I mean,
everyone was really understanding.
Be easy on yourself. That was a really difficult situation.
Yeah.
Oh, was that scary though? Like, because Captain Sandy, she always seems to.
No, at that point, I was like, in my head, I was like, I've got a knee issue. I need to go to the doctor. I was like, she's like, are you sure? She brought they were checking things. I was like, no matter what you say, I need to go. It was like, I had like been building myself up all the morning, and I was like, I'm out. I didn't give a fuck. Like, not that I didn't care. I was like, in my head, I needed to go, and that was what was going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry that happened to you. Truly.
Me too. Yeah. But I'm glad I came back. I'm glad that wasn't my only episode on reality television. That would have been tough to deal with.
You were like at the center of most of the plotline this entire
it's so
season.
Fun. And it's like, ironic. I love how it starts with me being like name dropping all these like rich and powerful people I've cooked for. And then I'm like, I can't do this. Like first
Who were you name dropping?
I forget.
Hugh Jackman and
Hugh Jackman did.
Yeah.
You have cooked for some famous people.
I have cooked for some famous people. They've all been lovely and great. I can't say too much more than that.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. So what was it like being the center of all that conflict? And can you talk a little bit about how you felt about your own behavior after the fact?
Well, the first day behavior?
No, just the fact that you were the center of conflict for much of it. Like the major storyline basically was you and conflict.
Oh, geez. I don't. It's interesting to hear an outside opinion of what you're seeing on the episodes.
Am I wrong, Mary? Right, Tell me what you think.
No, I mean, Matt, she's right. I mean, major storyline has been Matt in some type of conflict.
Yeah. All right. So there was like the knee and anxiety thing.
Right. And then of course, what? Matt and Lexi. Let's put it out there. Matt and Lexi.
All right. So the dust pile next.
Yes. Dust pile.
I mean,
the famous dust pile. Come on, Brianna. The famous dust pile.
I know.
Brianna, yes. The whole floor was clean.
Let's hear this, Matt. I want to hear this. Come on, let's hear this from your side.
The whole floor was clean except this one pile I had swept. She was standing in it. I asked her nicely to move. She moved back in it. And then she was eating the lamb, rushing me to plate and telling me to focus on plating. Then I had to go get the sauce, so she had to move out of the pile. And then she went back into the pile. The whole floor was clean. She was doing it on purpose. It was the strangest thing I'd ever seen. It made me think, like, is this girl's like whole deal? She wants to be like a shit stir? Is she like playing a role? You know, she didn't seem like,
Oh.
she seemed like she was just acting or like trying to cause conflict on purpose, not like a real yachty. It was like, if someone stood in a pile of dirt accidentally, I wouldn't like yell at them and tell them to move out of the galley. She moved back in it several times. Like, I don't know if she was fucking with me or just trying to, I don't know. It was.
All I can say is I was so mad about the lamb. I was like, stop
Yeah.
eating the lamb.
Yeah, me too.
You too,
What the
right?
fuck is she doing?
Me
I hate when
too,
people
but
do
she
that.
was doing it while she was
Standing in the dust pile.
and
Why
she's
does
like,
that
"I'll
seem so
sweep it up."
symbolic?
But she's like, "I'll sweep it up." It's like, then why aren't you? You know, why are you saying you're going to sweep it up? I'm playing the land. Why aren't you just sweeping it up? Like, she's not a team player. It showed me on day one that, like, and when people are like that, I just like, obviously, I don't let it go.
Yeah. Are you a
Obviously, we
grudge
can see
holder?
that. Yeah.
Am I a grudge holder? I'm still talking about the dirt pile.
I would too. That would be like the kind of thing I would glom onto as well. It's
Yeah.
like, goddamn dirt pile. I'm not over
Then
that
she-
or the lamb.
She eats the lamb and wipes her hand on her skirt. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm done with this person.
So what do you, when you're watching that back, do you have any feelings like about what maybe you could have done differently? Like if you could
What I
replay
could have
it,
done if I could replay it.
yeah, would you have changed your behavior?
It like on the dust, yeah, I would have swept it and then gone on with plating the lamb.
I kind of
would have
meant on
finished cleaning.
on the season. On
Oh,
the
We're talking
no,
about the
no.
season as a whole, Matt. Your
Yeah, I'd change
behavior as a
everything.
whole.
Yeah, I'd change everything. I want a mulligan.
Okay, what
wanna-
would you do? Imagine
do
alternate history.
everything.
What would that look like?
That alternate history. All right, I'd do my orders. I'd order for one charter instead of for the season. I would spend way more time focusing on presentation. I'd make crew food way simpler and focus way more on guest food. I wouldn't drink nearly as much on the nights out. I'd still probably fight with Lexi because she was just so confrontational. I actually told Sandy.
I'm taking notes for when they invite me to be the cruise chef. That's why I'm asking you in so much detail. So I know
Yeah.
what not to do. So speaking of the food, you seem to, at this point in the season, have had the most perfect record with the guests. Now we're not done with the season, but like, what's your
Right.
secret? Like, you have screwed up so much less than every other chef on Below
Is
Deck,
that true?
Med, any franchise. Why?
Because I don't know. I probably cook with more love than all of them.
Oh,
That's
beautiful.
cute.
Yeah, it's true though.
That's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah.
So, and what was that like? Did people have like weird requests, right? How did you?
Well,
how
people
does
just
a
have
chef manage that.
people have all over the place requests, you know, and it's 8 different preference sheets, and they put like so many things on it. So everything I cooked was on people's preference sheet. I try to find like dishes and ingredients that they all liked and try to make a meal of that. I did a lot of more like I do less family style next time if I go back on the show. More plated.
Why?
But it did
Why?
well because it looks prettier when it's shown on camera
Okay.
than the family
Okay.
style. But the family style probably helped me because people get to pick and choose what they wanted. It's easier to plate and keep it hot. Yeah, I don't know. I just maybe I studied the preference sheets more than the others did.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
really did care. I put in the
You
put in the
weren't
work.
passive aggressive about it either. Like, what's his name? Who I can't remember, who would put onions in. They'd be like, no onions. So
No.
he'd put onions in there.
Yeah, no, I just want to make the guests happy. That's I just want everyone to like me.
Aw. Aw.
Yeah.
I like you right now. I do.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you. I like
I've
both of
always
you.
liked you, Matt. I've always
Thank
liked you.
you. I hope Haley likes me.
Well, we'll find out after this.
Yes.
Haley is the representative from NBC Universal. That's who he's talking.
Shout out Haley.
Shout out to Haley.
She's making sure we don't say fuck.
She's got her PJs on.
Haley's
So what
making
was
sure
what
we
is the
behave.
weirdest request you've ever had from a guest?
I think I've answered this in other interviews, but the one that always comes to mind is I did a charter years ago for these people from the Midwest, and one of the guests asked for tuna sushi. And then when I made it the next day, she came down. She's like, "You made raw fish?" She meant like canned tuna, and was surprised that I didn't know that when she said, "Yeah." And I was shocked. I thought she was joking, but she was serious. She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "I meant canned tuna." And like, why didn't you know
with
that?
mayonnaise and stuff? Like
I didn't even
mayo,
ask.
or-
I just apologized. There were 2 days
just
left. I didn't make it. I refused. I
Wow.
was such a serious. I was like, I can't make a fucking canned tuna sushi roll. We've already done our sushi day. I'm sorry they didn't like raw fish.
Whoops.
So
So
that
who
was
was
the
your-
strangest one.
Sorry, I apologize. I interrupted.
No.
Who was your favorite guest this season?
The Orbison family. They were so
Oh,
cool, so nice.
That guy was
the kids
so
were so cute.
drunk.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
It's so cute.
that-
That kid is
they-
so cute.
They were on for like 4 days, and it doesn't seem like they were on for that long. I'm in the galley, so I'm removed from it all. So every time I saw
Oh,
them,
yeah.
him and his wife, they were sober. I mean, I can't judge people getting drunk because they're nervous and on camera. I did the
No,
same
that
thing,
was
you know?
next level drunk though. I was physically
Yeah.
nervous that something really bad was gonna happen. I thought this guy's gonna jump off the boat and drown. It scared me.
They were just such nice people. Their preference sheets, like their likes and dislikes for food, align most with mine. They're like healthy, and yeah, I just really liked how they eat, what great parents they are, how sweet their kids are. I made a cake with their son. Sorry. Hello.
I just want you to know, swag nasty
Sorry.
just showed on the screen.
No
No idea what that means.
That's my nickname. But I'm thinking
Swag
of dropping the
nasty?
nasty. Yeah, I might drop the nasty though. Just go by swag.
Do people literally call you that? Is that like
Yeah.
your rap name?
Yeah, it's
your
my rap name. Yeah, Coco and Swag Nasty. We got to drop an album soon.
Oh, I want to hear
she's
the
so
first single.
Yeah,
love
there's a single
Courtney.
dropping soon.
We
I
love
Courtney.
Coco.
She
We
is
love
She
just-
Coco.
was like
Just
the
big
voice
ball of
of
sunshine.
reason. Somehow that crazy
I don't know
girl
if she's the
was the voice of
reason.
reason.
Is
I
she?
love her.
I love
Yeah.
her. Yeah.
If when you
Yeah.
go back, you see that she's the one who's like telling everyone the truth about their behavior and mediating conflict. Somehow,
Yeah.
completely drunk, talking crazy. I was like, I want to be her. She's the best.
She could
Yeah.
barely
Come back.
stand, right, Brianna? She could barely stand, but she's telling everybody the truth about themselves. And then she twerks on the way out of the restaurant when
Yeah,
she's
I'm
done.
sorry. I don't
Yeah.
care what anyone said. That girl can twerk. I take
Yeah.
great offense at the comment that she can't twerk.
Yeah, she can tour.
So, have you kept in touch with the crew since you guys wrapped?
Yeah, the 6 of them and myself are in a group chat, and we talk. But it blows up all the time. Yeah, there have been messages this morning.
Do you regret doing this? I'm just curious. Like at the
Doing
end,
the
it
show?
seems very stressful. Yeah, because like it's a super stressful experience. And like I said, I've interviewed many below deck cast members. They explain you work 16 hours a day when there's all this like pressure. And I'm just curious, do you regret it? Or
No, I regret some of my behavior, and I don't regret it. I think you only regret the things you don't do. I'd regret it had I not done it, or had I left early. I'd love to do Sailing Out, which I originally signed up for. I feel that would be my redemption season. Yeah.
Why do you like Sailing Yacht? I mean,
Well,
it was
because I
great
started
last
my
season,
yachting.
by the way.
Not just the show. I'm talking about working on sailing yachts. I started my career
Oh.
there. People's first love is sailing. I love cooking on an angle and like I don't know,
You
just
do?
the challenges that go along with like prepping in between day sailing. It's exciting. And I think Captain Glenn's a
You've got
legend.
some serious training, right? Like, tell us about
Yeah, on the
your
job
chef
training.
tri-
Yeah, I
Oh,
never
yeah,
did like
not
a
like
4-year
classical
culinary
training.
school. No, but I
No.
worked with a lot of classically trained chefs.
Why are you so good?
Why
Can
are
I
you
get
so
this
good?
good? I haven't gone to. I
Yeah,
know I
anyone
get
who
that
can lead
question a
can
lot.
cook.
Why am I so good?
I
I get
know.
that question at
Are
least
you
once
both
a day.
married?
Yes.
I am, but I
Aw,
could change that. Are you?
really?
Do
I
we
could
have a
change that
thing?
too. Trust me.
You
Yeah,
know
do
about
we
my
have a
relationship
connection?
status. I think we do, yeah.
What's your relationship status?
I'm dating.
Yeah,
I'm dating this
you
girl
are.
I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah. Okay,
I
well, I don't want to
posted a
break
picture of
you
her
up,
dog
so I'll stay
yesterday.
married. What's
Yeah,
that?
stay married. I posted a picture of me and her dog yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah,
Aw.
but
I
not you
like
and
her.
her.
Not her and I. Nah, I don't think she's ready for that yet.
So after you talked about your polyamory on the show, does she feel secure in your
Oh man,
relationship?
I mean, like, I have to talk. I have to prove who I am because she has this like preconceived opinion of me on this based on this show. I mean, the
Right.
filming was a year ago. My ex-girlfriend and I did have a non-traditional relationship. It was like hell. It was really healthy. You know, we had a really great
No
relationship. We're still
judgment.
friends.
No
I've done great.
judgment here.
Yeah.
No
Exactly.
judgment at all. It's all
Different
Yeah.
valid
strokes for
choices.
different folks.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
Yeah,
like,
whatever
no
floats your boat.
judgment.
Yeah, as long as there's like no
Literally
lying or
floats the boat.
cheating.
Right.
Yeah, literally.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it's not what I wasn't looking for it. It was just happened to be this girl I met and loved that became like our relationship. It's not what I'm looking for in future relationships. And yeah, I'm not trying to like hook up with randoms all the time. That was
No,
a
it can be
phase in my life.
dangerous emotionally. Right. It can be
Yeah.
emotionally dangerous. I say that from
Yeah, and I'm
experience
busy,
too.
you know, and I'm busy.
Right.
Yeah,
and
right.
Exactly.
Ain't nobody got
want,
time
like,
for all that.
eventually I
Right?
want like kids, and I don't want their mom out like fucking a bunch of other dudes. I want to have like a
Oh, you
normal,
want
healthy
kids?
marriage. Yeah,
How old are
I think I'll be
you?
a
May
good
I
dad.
ask you? How old are
I'm
you?
34. 34.
Yeah, you better get on that shit, dude. Let's go.
I mean, my
Yeah,
uncle didn't
you know?
start having kids till he was like 42, so I get some time.
Men have it easy that way.
I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
men have it easy that way, Brianna. Don't you know? It's us that have our clocks ticking.
I know. We got to get
Not
on
them.
the stick.
Do you have
man.
kids?
Yeah.
Do either of you have
Me?
kids?
Yeah.
I have a 29-year-old child.
I have a
Oh, you do?
17-year-old.
I'm old. I'm
You both look
55
too
years
young
old.
to have kids that age.
I'm 55.
And
Wow.
I'm 47.
Wow. And you live in LA?
I had work done. What?
You live in LA?
No, I live in Northern California in hippie town by the beach.
Nice.
We're like all peace and love and yoga up in this joint. We don't do the LA
Nice.
thing.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Mary, do you have any other questions for Matt?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything.
What's your sign? That's my last one.
Scorpio.
See, then never trust a Scorpio. That's all I have to say.
Why? We're the
Because
freakiest.
because they hold grudges.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Definitely.
true. Yes,
Yeah.
Scorpios hold grudges. My
That
mother
is
was
why.
a Scorpio. My mother was a Scorpio, and she could
My
hold a grudge.
stepfather was a Scorpio. Terrified.
I'm going to work
Terrified.
on that. Yeah.
Are
Do you
at
have any
least,
advice for
Libra
me?
cusp? Oh, on what?
After on life, after seeing my behavior this season, what I'm doing.
Yes,
Try not
I
to
do.
drink too
I
much.
do. No,
Drink too
I
much.
would honestly, for real, I suggest like taking up a meditation practice because it has helped me tremendously. This is like my thing I've been really focused on during COVID, and it really has changed the way that I process anxiety.
Meditation. Nice. I actually just
Yeah, and
got
I
a
can help
therapist
you with
recently.
that.
That's a new thing.
I've done many
It's
years
like talking
of
to someone.
therapy.
I think that's cool. I've never done that before.
You can
I like
always
it.
talk to us, Matt. We're
Yes,
here
you
for
All
can
right, let's
always
do it.
talk
Will
to
you be
us.
my therapist? Can we do this like once a week?
Yes, we
All
can
right,
do this
well,
one
round
too.
table.
Off the
Let's do
record,
it.
though. Off the
Okay,
record.
off the
Can Haley be
record.
there?
Yeah. Hey, I don't know if she comes on
She
camera.
can hear about my life and
Sure,
all my
if Haley
issues.
wants to, but not at
Not
9:45.
at
6:45?
6:45 in the damn morning.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can I get some credit, people? It was 6:45 in California.
You look amazing.
Yes, we have to give
Yeah.
Brianna a
Thank you.
round of applause.
I got it together in like 5 minutes while I was texting
Love
my
it.
Survivor co-host in Germany. Multitask up in this joint. I could totally
Love
be a
it.
yacht chef.
Yes, multitask.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
don't
I
over
think
provision.
No, don't. Okay. There's the lesson. Yeah. There we go. That's my lesson for you. Just don't over provision in life.
Yes.
Just bite off what you can chew.
What was
One
Mary
step
gonna
at a
say?
time. Mary's advice. She's much more psychologically healthy than me. Yes. Share your advice, Mary.
Just don't drink too much.
Okay, done.
Just don't
Is
drink
that
too
your
much.
secret, Mary?
Yes, it's the alcohol. Trust me, the alcohol fucks you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just smoke
true
tons
that.
of weed.
Yes,
That's Mary's
just
All the
advice.
smoke
weed,
tons of weed. Just all the
I got to
weed.
get one of Hannah's vape pens.
You have never heard of anyone.
It was only
killing-
CBD, Matt. Come on,
It
CBD.
was. No,
I mean, Brianna, have you ever really heard of anybody snapping anyone's head off when they're stoned, or
No,
killing anybody
or
when
beating
they're
their
stoned?
wives or
or-
crashing their
Thank
cars.
you.
No.
No, but when they're
No.
drunk, yes, right?
Yeah.
So
The night I
Just
drunk
smoke.
quit, I feel like I yelled at production and said, "Does anyone have any weed?" I feel like I actually did say that.
There you go. All right, Matt. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking this time out. And I know that although I'm complaining about the time, it's early for you too, as far as your
Oh, this is a
lifestyle.
pleasure. My first ever podcast.
Shut up, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Matt, you can come back anytime.
So we popped your
You-
cherry.
Yep.
Ew, Mary,
My
that's
podcast
gross.
virginity. Mary and Brianna took my podcast virginity.
Aw.
Yeah.
You can come back anytime.
I'd
You
love
can
to.
co-host our next one. We're going to interview Lloyd, or yeah, not us actually. Our other co-hosts are going to interview Lloyd, but
Oh, nice.
yeah, you can
Good
come back and
stuff.
host a podcast with us if you want.
I'd love
You're
to.
welcome
Yeah.
anytime.
Oh, cool.
right,
Yeah.
All right, we love this.
We'll
Cool.
unpack the new season.
Oh, that'd be good. We could do commentary next time around.
Yeah.
Love
Love.
it.
Love
Okay. Okay,
Okay,
we're
cool.
doing it. We're doing it.
All right, cool.
All
talk
right,
soon.
Matt. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Yeah.
Thank
please.
you.
And,
Talk to you
Peace.
soon.
thanks, Matt.
All right, thanks.
We'll talk to
Bye.
you
I
later.
appreciate it. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
What do you
Okay.
think, Mary?
I think that was great.
This is our after show right now.
I think that was good.
It
Okay.
just shows you that when they edit a show, they don't show you the full story, right? So, like,
No,
it's
they do
true.
not.
From 10 hours of television, you cannot.
You
tell what's
cannot
going on
learn
inside.
about a person's life.
So I hope our audience enjoyed that interview,
Yes.
and many more are to come. So please join us on our YouTube channel and subscribe. We have many more cast interviews coming your way, not just Below Deck, but we have a 90-Day Fiance podcast. We have a live Survivor podcast, and we interview tons of reality cast members.
Yes.
So if you like reality TV, they're Bravo, they're TLC. We have a Love After Lockup podcast on our Patreon, which is patreon.com/Kiki and Kibitz. And so come join us there.
Yes.
And we will see you back here next time. Bye.
Bye.